Welcome. Cool. Okay. This is working. Welcome. This is my podcast channel. It's actually really cool. Or my YouTube channel, whatever. My name is Justin Wood. This channel is called Real Talk for an Unreal World. I believe these days we're living in an unreal world and we need to have conversations about what's really transpiring. I mean, real things for people, for real people, we're all people, and I value people over money. I want to say that if you've come here, if you've come to this channel, you've come to a place, I'm trying to build a community that values people over money. And certainly that is what I am preparing to do. That's what I'm trying to do. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. This is just an introduction episode, kind of get me over this whole deal, this whole thing, because this is super unnatural looking at yourself in the camera and trying to pull this off. It's awkward. I've been doing Facebook Live videos for 4 or 5 months, trying to figure this thing out in my mind. It's psychology, right? Like it's trying to break that. It's not fear. It's just maybe it is a bit of the unknown, I would say that. I guess I could admit to that. Not to say that I live with fear, but certainly I think you would have to, that's valid. That's a valid emotion. But either way, it's cool. I'm cool with things that are difficult. I grew up in a town outside of Toronto, Ontario. I currently live in Vancouver, British Columbia, but I grew up in a little town outside of Toronto. I had a good life, very good childhood. We had a cottage up in Northern Ontario. So, I ride dirt bikes, I ride snowboards, I fish, I spend time with family, but I think it's valid to say that because, I'm going to say that like this channel, like this, everything that Real Talk for an Unreal World is authenticity. It's authenticity, honesty. I live by it. I didn't always, but I certainly learned very, very difficult lessons to arrive in the place that I am today. And with that, I'm going to share today a little bit about that. I'll start by saying I'm a Scorpio. It's very difficult for me to try and open up, let you in. If you're a Scorpio, you feel me. I know you do. It's not easy, man. Especially, I got a story. We all do. We all have a story, and I'm going to share some of mine. So I'm building a community of authenticity and honesty, and I value people over money. That is the mainstay of what is going on in this channel. I see lots of other things that are happening on YouTube, and there's some young kids making money, like just doing weird things, and I believe that there's room for real conversations, and there's other YouTubers doing it. I just think I found my voice, and I want to use it, and I've been through a lot, so I can apply my experiences and what I've learned to this channel, and that's why it means a lot to me. This is really great. Like I'm just like a seed, planting and just watch it grow, kind of thing. So I had a good childhood, cottage. Very, very fortunate. My parents worked very hard. My grandparents worked very, very hard for what they had as well. Middle class kid, I didn't come with a silver spoon or anything like that, but I know what it means to have a family that works hard to have the things that they have. And I watched many things happen within my family, mental health issues, normal things that are happening in everybody's lives these days, but we don't talk about it. But I will, very young. I wasn't really in control of my emotions. I would use this label just this once because I'm not really a label guy, but for the sake of conversation and understanding, I have to, I guess, just because labels define certain things, not brands, but as word constructs, they define, meanings. So I didn't realize this until about a year ago, but I'm an empath, and I never had anyone to teach me about it. And that left me feeling like with emotions, up in North America and Canada, we're taught not to talk about emotions. Certainly in my family, we're not. You just bury it and you leave it alone. You don't even. Most people didn't even apologize. They just carried on. They could scream and yell at each other, and then like ask each other what they're doing for lunch. And I just remember being so young, going like, "What the hell was that?" Like, and that's normal. I mean, I ask my buddies that as well, and they agree. They say the same thing. So we don't talk about emotions up here, but being an empath, you feel differently. I just say that. You really feel differently. And I would cry if I was happy. I would cry if I was angry, and cry if I was sad. I try to keep that low key within myself because I didn't understand it. I really didn't understand it. And my family, people didn't cry. They hid with that kind of thing. So I kind of looked at it as a sign of weakness. I started using drugs at 15, and it worked for me. It buried things. It allowed me to not feel. And with that, I managed my emotions, and that's how I did it. The drug addiction turned heavy, very young. I maintained it with a job and kids twice. I had 2 relationships, 7 years each. So I somewhat maintained some ounce of normality, hardly, but certainly I could trick people to a degree, but not really. I was really only tricking myself. I experimented with everything when I was 15, 16, till I was 20, and I found heroin, or heroin found me. And heroin was like a warm hug on a cold day, I certainly found I could function. I slept and I ate. So I enjoyed that because I could maintain this idea that everything was okay. Now, finances were always all over the place. Sometimes they were good if I was selling drugs on the side, doing other things on the side that I shouldn't have been. But yeah, I could certainly maintain some sort of normalcy with that. But 20 years of doing things you don't want to do, and it was heavy. It was very heavy. I'm not gonna lie. It was 20 years of doing things you don't want to do. It's as if I was looking over my own shoulder, watching through the eyes of someone else do crazy shit. I wasn't a bad person. I never hurt people. I never did. I was all about just hurting myself, and but in turn, I learned that as an addict, you definitely hurt everyone around you that you love. But because I chose to learn lessons that my family couldn't teach me, because I came from a very good home, and I needed to struggle, I was a lot of time down on the east side, hanging out with many people who didn't see color, just like me. So I learned a lot about culture. I learned a lot about what it was like to have nothing, and I learned a lot about what community was, because I really didn't know what a community was up in a white neighborhood. I know you say hi to the neighbor, this guy, that guy. And for sure, growing up when I was younger, I'm 37. So, in the 90s and stuff, yeah, I knew my neighbors, and I knew the kids on my street, my little subdivision, for sure. But when I went to the east side and I found out what was going on over there, you knew the whole neighborhood because everyone hung out. And that taught me a lot. And I'm very grateful for that. I did learn very difficult lessons, but I don't live with regrets. I really don't. I'm grateful for all the things that have happened to me, because I would never change who I am today. And yeah, I know a lot about loss. So for me to say that is a lot, but it's okay. Like I'm cool with it. It's difficult for me to share, but I just already decided I was going to. So I'm really grateful for the things that transpired in my life that were not good. I mean, sometimes I just ask people for money. Sometimes my feet were wet for weeks. Sometimes, you don't know where you were going to stay. I was always pretty good. I was smart, quick on my feet. So I managed much better than others, but certainly learned difficult lessons. I also learned a lot about psychology. Because I was with people all the time, and people that were changing, and things that were changing constantly. And you're constantly trying to figure out what's real and what's not. Subconsciously, I was learning. somebody had made a woman that helps me understand who I am and what I am, help me by saying that I was in Earth School. I'm an indigo child. And I think that has a lot to do with what I'm doing here today, because 20 years down on the east side with a drug addiction like I had, and doing the things that I was doing, I'm very lucky to have my teeth, and I'm very lucky to have all my hair, and I'm very lucky to look the way I look, because I'll put it to you like this. We all know the story of Peter Pan. And with that story, that fairy tale, Peter Pan, there is a place called Never Never Land. And in Never Never Land, there's a bunch of children. Now, in that story, they never had a mother. But most of these kids don't either. And there's no rules. And there's no one who cares whether or not you fit in. Because most people that are in this Never Never Land didn't fit in somewhere else. So they created their own little community. And me, I was so lucky enough to find my happy place to get out of Never Never Land. And Never Never Land isn't far. It's right in your backyard. Every city's got one. Just look to where no one wants to go, because that's where they're sitting. That's where the Lost Boys are at. And Lost Boys are boys and girls, because I met many of them and knew many of them. And I always tried to be a drug dealer with a heart. I wasn't about violence, and I wasn't about stealing. It just wasn't my way with people. I did do other things, took me to prison, things like that. But when it came to people, I lived by my own code, and I stuck by it. And it was wild for me to think about that now. Many girls that were, doing things for money that they didn't want to do, crying, and somebody hurt them or whatever. And I'd be consoling them or whatever, because there's a community there, because that's what Lost Boys do. They stick together, and just like a community outside of that, right? But I just kind of want to bring an understanding to what's going on, and the place where I spent a lot of time. So I'm very fortunate to have found my happy place, and to have people that never gave up on me, and me never giving up on myself, thank God. Because I'm here today, and I'm able to do this, and I've grown so much over the last year. It's crazy. It's really crazy. So I have a voice, and I'm fucking gonna use it. I should told myself I'm gonna swear. I'm trying to keep this PG kind of thing, but for real, I'm very, very lucky, and I know it. Yeah, I know it. So I got to do something with it, right? So I'm gonna share about the things that happened to me and the things I learned, and really I'm sharing this because I want to associate. I want people to understand that I know the things that I'm talking about. When you learn lessons like I learned, and you learn a lesson that may have been repeated lifetimes, and it's come to me, that's come to a head. You gain some sort of wisdom about some things in life, from all the past lives that you've been learning the same thing over and over and over. You're still taking in information. But once you do learn that lesson, you've been to hell, you've walked with the devil, because I've been there. I spent time there. I spent time with him, and I walked out. And I can tell you, hell is not a fiery, hot place. It's cold. And I didn't have shoes when I walked out, but I did it. I walked out alone, and I'm cool with anything now. I don't live with fear. I don't live with anxiety. You ask any doctor, and they tell you I should be riddled. I should be on something. I should be counseling, this, that, whatever else. I know my probation officer thinks I should be. But I can tell you that no, that the lessons I learned are real world lessons. You don't learn the things I learn in books. You got to do it. You got to experience it, and with experience comes knowledge. And I speak from the heart, and I don't lie. I don't cheat. I don't steal. I don't do that. I'll never lie on here. What's to the best of my ability. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna feed anybody anything that they don't need to hear, or try and persuade you to absorb one of my opinions or something I feel. I would never do that. Everyone's journey is their own. This is just my journey, and I believe that in this day with everything, how everything is. I'm just trying to bring us together, because I think that we need to stop dividing. I think we need to look at each other for individuals and to appreciate the individual for who and what they are. I think it's very important these days to remember that we're tribal people. We're supposed to come together. There's no need to see color, and there's no need to see borders, countries. Come on. Last time I looked, we lived on planet Earth. And on planet Earth, there was human beings. And human beings were a part of a human race. So if you bleed blue, you're part of the human race. I'm blue, I say, because blood is blue until oxygen hits it and makes it red. So it don't matter what the argument is or what the fight is. At the end of the day, it's all red. So that makes us all the same. So I really, really am trying to bring a community together of like-minded individuals to remind us of what that is, and I think that the experiences that I've had, I was very fortunate to be able to do that and to learn those kind of things. And I want to share that, because I really do care. I care so much. And I think that we're living in a world where we're all doing shit we don't want to do for money. I mean, this idea is somebody else's idea of life. I use this example. A painter. Up in Vancouver, we got lots of condos. Up in the world, we got lots of condos these days. But here, especially, we got lots. So I did construction. I know about this. You watch the painter go into the condo, 70 stories high. Every day, they paint the same room over and over, and they move a floor up, move a floor up, move a floor up, move a floor up. Same shit every day. When the tower's done, they go into another tower. Man will do that for 20 years, longer most times. Is that life? And I respect everyone and what they do. I'm just using a painter as an example because it's something that I see, and I'll only really try to use real things. But that's not a life. I understand that man's working hard for something for his family, but because he's tied to this system of money. I can appreciate that. Absolutely, 100%. But what I'm trying to say is, is that really how we thought that this thing would go? To perpetuate money for people who don't need it? Using us as, well, we can call it whatever we want. But that's a real thing. That's an absolute real thing that's happening these days. And it's just for me to bring an awareness to these kind of conversations. I want to have them. I really do. I think that these are things that we should talk about. How can we change it? I got ideas. I think. I don't watch TV. And if you have a TV, throw the TV. Whatever. No, don't make garbage. Donate it or something like that. Give it to a thrift store. TV will just spew poison. Media, opinions, hypotheticals, and assumptions owned by a conglomerate that is wealthy. And if it's not good for the man who owns the media to make money, well, he ain't going to let them say that. So, this is just a reality, right? Follow the truth. You want to follow the truth? Follow the money. That's how you'll arrive at the truth. So it's these kind of things that this show is intended to talk about. Because I really do. I value people, and I think that there's lots of people questioning these things these days. And because distractions are so heavy with media, and many, finance and bills and kids and wife cheating or husband cheating or whatever it may be, job loss these days. Is the business going to survive? There's no time to think about this kind of thing because people are too scared. And fear is the tool of control. And they are using this tool very heavily these days. So I want to have a place that we can have a conversation of just honesty, authenticity, and incite debate. Let's talk about things. Let's have a real conversation. I would love to have conversations with people so we can teach each other things. I think that's very important these days. For me, I would love to bring people on the show. I have a few ideas for some people that have some great ideas, some people that have opposing ideas, and it's chill. Like, I mean, we're super chill. We're that's what this life is for. It's to experience lessons and then to share from our experiences. I truly believe that. I guess I can say that I should talk about who this show is for, or this channel, I should say, this channel. What kind of people am I doing this for? I'm doing this channel, the people that I'm trying to attract is for every single kid, every man, every woman who is in school and working hard. And I know you people, if you're in school and you're from another country, talk to me about $3,000 American a month. Because I got lots of friends from other countries that are up in schools up here, and $3,000 American a month to come to Canada. So let's appreciate that for a minute, because I can appreciate you guys. And half you guys are working at the grocery store for nothing, or the gas station and grinding and doing school. I just want to say I appreciate you, and I respect that. I really do. I really respect that. I think that's, you guys are the future. So I hope you do something cool with it, because getting beat down all the way up. You know what I mean? So let's talk about that. And I appreciate anyone who is, paying these atrocious fees, and their parents are supporting their children. I mean, I can get down with that. So it's also for the musicians, the artists that are working construction jobs or working at the bakery and they don't want to be, people that got talents inside. That's what matters to me, the inside, not the out. If you're good at something, value that. Value that. I don't care what other people think. And that's a big thing. Who cares what other people think? No judgments here. No judgments here. I value people for what they can do, what they are inside. You know what I mean? Because everybody has a skill. You don't hear people talking about that these days. What are you good at? No, it's how much you got. What kind of iPhone you got? Anyone can buy an iPhone, man. Like, how are you cool because you can purchase something? This doesn't even make sense. Everyone can purchase the same thing. So what, we're all cool? Like, I don't understand it. I really don't. So let's have that conversation. Let's teach that. Let's associate with that. Like, individuals are cool because what you can do, who you are. Maybe you just love. Maybe you're just full of love. Maybe you're just a nice person, polite. You help everybody. I mean, that's cool. To me, that's cool, and that should be valued. And here, I'll value it. And I wanna meet you. I wanna know about you. Tell me what you're good at. Leave me a comment, like, whatever. I mean, I'm into it, really. And this is my first show, so bear with me. I know it's an introduction, so I'm one thing to another. But it's certainly, I'm just being authentic. Like, this is really cool. I'm finding something really cool with this. Really, I think it's gonna be great. This is for the single mothers out there. Single mothers who got dealt a shit hand, maybe the man left or whatever the situation. I don't know. But this is for you, for, having a voice, trying to find a voice, because I think you and I know what you go through. So I'm down with that, and I know what it's like to struggle too. So I'm here for you as well. Single fathers, ain't many. But those of you that are lucky enough to have it, I appreciate you so much, and I envy you. I don't envy much, but I know a lot about loss. I can tell you that. Yeah, I know a lot about loss. So anyone who's a single father out there, I think that you're very lucky. And I want to say to the parents that you have the most important job in the world. Raising children is the most important job in the world. So please don't be busy for them. Like, please don't be too busy for your kids. What are you having kids for? I mean, I'm guilty of it. 100%. Like I said, I wasn't always this way. I did selfish things before. I didn't think. I have 3 kids. I have 3. I don't have them, though, because the system is a crude bitch. But I also can appreciate the design and the plan for me, and I can see it, and I have accepted why I don't have them today, because I have things I have to do, and I'm going to change the world. Like, I'm really gonna. So I know if I had them, there would be no time for anything but them, because that's how much I love them. And I was in their lives for a period of time, all three of them. And there was decisions that were made that were out of my control that just happened, without any conversation. And there was a lot of vindictiveness. There was a lot of animosity, and there was trust that was broken, lies that were told. And I don't hold any regrets or have any ill will towards anything that happened. But certainly I know what it's like to lose. When you lose love, well, it's one of the first things you got to do when you're an alchemist, right? Is be cool with losing love. So I'm cool with it for a minute. But those 18th birthdays are right around the corner, and so am I. So I can appreciate that, and I can appreciate all you that are, out there struggling. It's also for people with mental health, people with addiction. I know about these things. I certainly don't live with them anymore. I learned my lesson, but I'd love to plant a seed. I'd love to have a conversation. I'd love to help however I can. I mean, I'm here for the people. This channel's for people that are lonely, people that are depressed, people that feel like there's no reason to go forward. Hopefully I can teach you some things. Hopefully we can have a conversation. I don't know. I see people for who they are, the child inside, Talk to me about age. Oh, age. What is this with this thing, man? I think it's hilarious. Just be you. Do you. Anyone tells you not to grow up, I don't even know what that means. Sure, I pay bills. I got a car. I have somewhat of a job, doing things I don't want to do. But I never stop playing. I never stop dancing. I never stop singing. I learn every single day. I try and be me. I'm authentic, We're all children. I see people as children. I really do. When I'm with people, they're real with me. It's because I'm real all the time. I don't do fake at all. Don't do labels. Don't do fake. I'm a thrift store kid. Wasn't always. I wanted the Lambo. Wanted the condo. I certainly was on my way. But yeah, it ain't me. Too much shit in the world anyways. Too many clothes. There's cool clothes everywhere. Just go find them. You don't need that shit to impress someone. I promise you. If you look inside, and we're going to have these conversations. I did so much to get here, so I would love to share this. It's a gift. I got a gift, really. And gifts are meant to be shared. But if you look inside and you check like self-love, self-care, and you are totally cool with yourself, you trust yourself, all the faults, all the things that you think that people are judging you for, if you're cool with that, you radiate something. You no longer need friends because everyone sees this energy. That's what it is. We emulate an energy. That's real. Vibrations are real. We're gonna have these conversations too, because there's very, very real things going on in the world. Money is not nothing. It is completely fake. And if they shut the oil and the lights off, I'd be happy. I know that sounds crazy. I know you think like some hippie kid, whatever. Come on. A year ago, you would be like, no way. I wouldn't want to lose the heat. Never the heat. A year ago, no way. I was cold all the time. But yeah, I can appreciate the learned behavior that's been applied and twisted our own personal way of thinking for ourselves over the years. So, like I said, I had learned difficult lessons to arrive here, but I certainly did. So it's a wonderful thing to be free from it all and to be in tune with nature, to be in tune with myself, to be in tune with an energy in the world, vibrations, frequencies that are happening, and to basically be able to do whatever you want just with your thoughts. It's very real. Very, very real. And hopefully I can share that, I know how scary it is to trust in not having money. And I get it with bills, kids, houses, things you didn't want in the first place, things you don't need. It just causes stress, and stress causes anxiety. And with stress and anxiety, it causes clouded thoughts, and it doesn't allow you to breathe. And with that, I would also say the big thing we're going to talk about on this channel is meditation. Meditation is new for me. All this is new for me. I was junkie for 20 years. Like doing things I shouldn't have been doing, you know? But I got a gift. And if any of y'all knew me years ago, you'd be like, there's no way this guy's doing this, you know? So that's the thing. We're gonna share this over time. And we're gonna get to know each other, you know, and then you'll be able to know that I'm just a real human, man. I'm just a real human, just a real guy with a real story. There's nothing fake, nothing fake. I'm never gonna do nothing fake. Not about it. I'm just not about it. Meditation sets you free, and it's free. It's free, man. You lay down on your floor and do it. And if you don't know how to do it, YouTube 10-minute guided meditation. Takes a couple times because it's awkward at first because it's not something we're taught, but it's looking for you, and just keep going with it, please. You know, if the definition of insanity is waking up every day and doing the same thing and expecting a different result, and that's thought process, that's emotions, that's physicals, addiction, whatever. You know, it doesn't matter. Anything you can apply that to. If you are trying to do something different, but you do the same thing every day, that's insane. Totally insane. And I know all about insanity. So I can appreciate whether it's food, thought process, fear, anxiety, you know, you want a better girl, you want a better life, you want a better job, whatever it is. Gotta try something new, you know, and the first place to find something new and is to think for yourself. And to think for yourself, get rid of the thoughts, the clouded thoughts. Just find a moment of peace, quiet. Turn your TV off. Social media off. It's just poison. It's just absolute poison. They use these tools of connecting against us to divide us. And I also want to say this channel right now, for the time that we're in, is for all you up in India and Africa, and the natives in Peru and Brazil that are losing their homeland, all these people that are coming together to have peaceful protests, to have their voice heard by the very people they elected to put in, maybe not the natives of South America, but we can appreciate the conversation. All these voices just trying to have the voice that they elected to put in office hear them, and now are being beaten. And the internet is being shut off, and there's censorship, because we need to be having a conversation about governments. We're going to have that conversation. I'm going to lift the veil for you. I really am. I see differently. It's a gift, and I'm very, very fortunate for it. But to keep it for myself is just not an option. It's just not acceptable. I won't do it. I'll talk. For the simple fact that, and I speak truth. I won't lead you down some weird rabbit hole where we're going to try and connect numbers and weird shit like that. No. We're going to have real conversations about real things. And I just don't want you to make excuses for the things that we say or the things that we talk about. Like if a valid example is given, please just absorb it. You know, rather than trying to make excuses for what isn't or what is, you know, let's be real with each other. And I really want to do that because all them farmers up in Punjab right now, man, I feel you. I did an Instagram about it, like trying to ask how I can help. What can this Canadian boy do? You know, I got a voice. I'll get loud with you. You know, peace. I'm all about peace, just peace and love, no fighting, no negativity, nothing like that. I don't do it. But certainly together, we're loud. Let's be louder together. Countries aren't things. We're on the planet. So if our friends and family on that side of the planet need us, well, hey, like, come on. We're fortunate to be over here and sitting in front of computers and having the freedom to do things and research things and get loud for our family. Wherever you might be, you know, I mean, I'm a human being, a part of the human race. I got a big family. There's a certain group of people, this 1%, it's not a conspiracy theory anymore. Like, follow the money. Corporations are running the world, and we are locked into their system. I don't want it. I don't want that anymore. I think it's gross. I think it's gross, this perpetuation of money for people who don't need it. And if they valued people over money, we would not be in the state we're in. And we're going to have that conversation because that's very valid. I just think that we really should be talking about these kind of things, you know? So all you out in India, I feel you. And I'm over here and I'm trying to do something, you know? Just trying to bring awareness to situations, definitely. And lastly, this is for the kids, you know, for the children. I feel for the children. I'm a father. So I was a good father, a really good father. You know, a mom and a dad at quite a bit of the time. So I got some things we can talk about with parenting. I know everyone's busy. I know everyone's distracted, but I haven't been distracted. So I'm pretty fortunate to have learned the things I've learned and be where I'm at. And it's unfortunate that I don't get to be a father or a mother to my children, but hopefully I can help you, because just because they say no, that doesn't mean shit to me. You know, like I said, I got a big family and they got lots of kids. So if you got lots of, you know, you all got kids, let's have conversations about what's going on upstairs, you know, when they're in front of them iPads and iPhones, because it's just not cool. You know, it's not parenting. And I realize that you're busy, too busy. You know, I was too busy for a lot of my life too. But I'm not now. And I think that we can share so we can plant seeds. I think that's really great to do that. I really do. We need to talk about the education system. We need to talk about what they're teaching our children. This is bullshit. You know, this antiquated way of learning. Like, are you kidding me? Like, the shit they teach them in school is bullshit. Like, what are they? Like, they're hand picking the 1% of children who surpass this one way of learning. Like, it's bullshit. Like, teach my kids about nature. Teach my kids about protecting and saving the environment. Teach my kids about psychology very young. Teach them to look inside, not outside. Teach them that judgment's bullshit. It isn't for us to be judging. We're all in this together. Everyone's on a journey. You know, to think to put someone down, to be mean to someone. Like, I mean, I as I said, I wasn't always this way, but that doesn't matter. I am now, you know, and I think that there's a lot of other people waking up too. And misery loves company. So negativity is heavy within cities. You know, it's like a cloud. And, you know, one person, one bad apple can affect the whole bushel. And it doesn't even have to do anything. You just put it in the middle and everything in there will turn rotten. So we don't have to have that, you know. We can help change the apple before it gets there, right? Because if we change what's inside, we can change how we perceive reality. We can't change reality. I get that it's taken a long time to get to this place. I get that. I can appreciate time for this physical time that we're in. I can appreciate it for that level. Like, I'm here with you, you know. But what I can do is help us to see on the inside. Love is the key. Love is the answer for everything. And that ain't some just, you know, some free love hippie shit. Like, trying to say that kind of thing. It's real, very real, to live authentically, honestly, and with love. And it takes work, a little bit. I mean, you know, it's not that hard, really, to be honest with you. It's just whether or not you're willing to be honest with yourself. And check yourself and check the shit that comes out of your mouth before you spit it. You know, seriously, that's a big part of what's going on here. We just spew shit all the time. And this learned behavior, I feel you. Like, you know, you go on Facebook, you scroll, judge, scroll, judge. You don't even take in content anymore. And then you take this poison from this censored entity. Like, it censors facts, real good things for the world, because Facebook is completely tied in with the government and the wrong. Well, maybe not the government, but it's a state of control. You know, they are feeding you what they want you to see. I was censored so much on Facebook, not for talking about governments, things like that, because that's an immediate censor. But I was censored heavily just talking about self-love and self-care. And I thought, like, are you serious? Like, who am I? You know, I got like, what, a couple 100 followers or something like this, but legit, they were censoring me like crazy. And I started to follow a rabbit hole. I started to follow other people, and they're like, you have no idea. Do not pull out of Facebook, because if you pull out of Facebook, they win. Then these people are going to continue to be brainwashed. And it took me a bit to wrap my head around that and appreciate it, but I eventually did. And now I just upload videos. I don't have much of a presence on there, but I still do, because I love my family. And I'm really worried about the generation that is locked into Facebook. It's not the younger generation anymore. It's the older generation. And, you know, I'm close with my family these days. I lost them for a long period of my life, but I'm very close with them now. And to me, I really want the best for everybody, you know? And I don't care who you are. So I just try and inject love every single day and positivity, love and light, man, like for real. That's what this is about. So it's important for me to still use that platform. But this is going to allow me to do much more. You know, this is just story number one. And I'm very, very grateful and happy for anybody who comes and checks this and listens to it. And please, like, can you help me grow this thing? You know, if you think the things I'm saying, or you have an understanding or any connection to this whatsoever, you want to hear more, please subscribe to this. I don't even like to do that, to ask that kind of thing, because I think it's weird, but I think that I have to in order to build a community. And if this thing gets to where I want it to be and where I know it's going to go to, I'm also going to show people what you can do with money by being fully transparent. I'll lead by example. These governments don't want to show us nothing. Okay, I'll show you what you can do with money. I'll show you what it means to be transparent, to put everything online for everyone to see, and show you how money can change lives. Because I'm sick of this building condos. I mean, a man has 25 condos. We're not doing anything but perpetuating money for a small portion of people. We used to build homes. Now we build blocks of money. Talk to me about grocery bills, cost of living these days, all these small businesses that are going to lose. We need to have these conversations because they're for the people. And I'm for the people. Why we want to give money to Walmart? You think Walmart gives a shit what goes on in Canada? No, man. They care about what goes on in other countries where they buy shit cheap for nothing because they're all buddies. You know, you send me to the mom and pop shop, I'll pay their same grocery store prices in there, no problem, because I know the money stays here. And I'm cool with that. And I know I'm buying an orange. It was freaking grown in the Okanagan. I don't know if they grow oranges there, but you know what I mean? Apples for sure. Why am I buying an orange from South Africa? I don't want a fucking orange from South Africa. I don't care. How long does it take to get an orange here? I mean, that's not even cool. Like, why are you selling this shit to me? Why are you selling it to me for $7, man? I don't give a shit about a boat coming over from there. I don't mind helping the people over there. Don't get me wrong, but man, keep your fucking oranges. Like, I'll help the people out, but like, this is wild to think, you know, we're selling and buying things from other countries. That's just insane. You're sending our produce over there. It don't make any sense. You want me to pay overpriced shit? Fine. I'll buy it from home, from the people here, you know? I don't, it just makes more sense to eat healthier food close to home. I don't know what you're doing to an orange that has to travel on the sea. It doesn't even make sense to me. You know, I mean, the food we eat is very, very important to what goes in our body. Very, very important. And it's not about borders and things like that. And it's about the chemicals and shit that they put in things. And these are conversations we need to be having because our children are eating this food. And certainly we are too. And I would only suspect if you have children, you'd want to be a grandpa one day or a grandma and watch your grandkids grow. And with the poison that they be feeding us these days is not cool. You know, fluoride in the water? What do you mean fluoride in the water? You're putting stuff in the water system. Not cool. And I think that we should have the conversation about, it's 2020. Let's have the conversation. Every year we elect somebody to go in office. And every year we know that person's going to fuck the people. And I'm sorry, but like, I don't want to swear much, but like sometimes, okay? We know we're going to get screwed, right? We know this. It doesn't matter who they put in office. The people are going to get screwed. So now the people that were getting screwed with money, taxes, many other things, healthcare if you're in the United States. We now have these people that were screwing us in control of our health decisions. This is not good. They value money over people, but it's the people that they're scaring. So let's have these conversations. We'll do it subtly, we'll do it slowly, we'll integrate into that, but I'm just trying to introduce this channel and what it's about and what I'm about, because we've got to lift the veil. We are headed to a place where we are going to need to stick together, and we're going to have to be sharp in our mind. We're going to have to be clear. So hopefully we can do that together. You know, I just want to say that I really appreciate anyone who watches this. I mean it. I mean, this is really great. I'm really, it's great. I really just appreciate anyone who's taken the time to watch this whole thing. My show or my episodes will certainly be much more structured because I'm going to put work into this because it's what I want to do. I'm compelled to do this. When I say I was given a gift, like I was in a rough place, and then I came out, and it was overnight, and it was in prison that I come out and woke up, and I'm very lucky for that. And I mean, it's a gift because I live in the moment, and that's a present. You know, so I believe the presents are made to be shared, and I would like to do that with you because I care. I really care about people, children, what it means to have a life, purpose, love more so than anything, because that's what it's all about. Love is a vibration, and it's a high vibration, and it's wonderful, and it can change things. So we're going to change things. The environment is very, very important to me. You know, Mother Nature's calling for us. Like, we are doing some damage these days. And because our parents dropped the ball, it doesn't mean we should too. We should step up because we're smart. We were raised right, you know? So we should fight for the planet. The planet needs us. I want blue skies. I want to swim wherever. Man, I'm a lost boy. I swim all the time. I love swimming. I jump off bridges and shit, you know, rock stuff. Like, I play, man. I like to have fun. Like, I do. I love the planet. I love this. I'm in Canada. I'm in British Columbia. It doesn't matter, though. In Ontario, I did in Winnipeg. Man, I'm Winnipeg, Manitoba. Love that place. You know, I was in Saskatchewan for a while. I was in Alberta. I play everywhere. Like, I really was very fortunate to see it. Quebec's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. I don't know the East too much, but I know it's beautiful. They say in the East, you don't text. You have tea. And I think that that's amazing. So I love the East. Shout out to that. It's just enjoy where we are and let's love the planet we have. Quit trying to find places out there. Like, I mean, we are on the blue planet. It's a beautiful place. So we should really try and start protecting it because I don't want to be walking around with air tanks. I ain't going to do it. Like, I'm not going to do it. It's just not happening. No, this is all of our air. It's all of us to have all of us get a conversation. All of us get a say. We didn't just lose our voice all of a sudden. We're not going to. I'm not. No way. I'm going to stay loud for a while. I'm cool with that, you know, for real. I'm real cool with that. But I want the rain to be pure, and I want to enjoy the sun, and I love the snow, you know. I do. These things that I love, and I love the planet, so I want to do something about it. So hopefully if you're down too, you want to do something about it, let's do something about it. We can come together. Really can. And comment. Tell me where you're from. For real. I love that. I love when people on the Facebook Live videos and stuff tell me where they're from. I'll just, my Instagram is Justin Sane at temerity_rose. And my Facebook is Justin Sane Wood. I don't know if those two platforms are more your style. I'm not sure. YouTube is going to be my style because it allows me to be free. So I'm cool with that. I just want to say thanks again. And I really look forward to this. This is going to be cool. I'm going to bring musicians on, some artists, some cool people. I got some cool friends. I got lots of friends. So they got ideas too. And I think that we can come together. You know, we can do something really great. So this is going to be my way of trying to integrate. Um, yeah, and relieve some stress in your lives, self-care, self-love, like let's have that conversation. Have a wonderful day. Like, thank you so much for checking this, and grow with me, and subscribe if you can, and tell your friends, if you think it's cool. We'll grow from this. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.